Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we saved our Scion friends here, and yeah, now we are in Ulda and want to make plans to stop Gaius Van Belsar, I think. Grim tidings, Wit. It seems that word of the Ultima Weapon's existence has already reached the Alliance leaders in the form of an ultimatum. They have gathered in the fragrant chamber and are deliberating their answer even as we speak. Beleaguered as they are, I fear they may well elect to lay down their arms in the belief that surrender will spare their people untold suffering. Yet nothing could be further from the truth. That which the Black Rose offers will doom Eorzean not deliver it, and the leaders must be made aware of this. Let us hurry to them with and ensure that they do not act in ignorance of the consequences. So, to the fragrant chambers. The Council of the Alliance leaders is presently in progress in the fragrant chamber. I must ask you to step away from the door, sir. I'm sorry. You're here on behalf of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. A thousand pardons, my lord. Of course you may enter.
We keep treading the same ground.
Van Belsar's demands are clear.
Alas, our minds are not.
I've never been one to shy from a fight, but if this weapon of theirs can do all they claim...
It has been 5 years since the calamity, and our people have scarce begun to rebuild their lives. Can we now, in good conscience, call upon them to risk what little they have left? I would spare them the pain of further conflict. Conflict, I say, though that would imply forces set in opposition. If the combined might of 3 primals could not stay Garlemald's new terror, what meaningful resistance can we offer? We who struggle to quell the foes who rise up within our own borders.
The alternative of surrender doesn't sound great either, right? Think of those consequences.
Long have we fought the primals, but to what end? We strike them down at no small cost, only for them to rise again and again. Are we to play this profitless game for the rest of days? I, for one, grow tired of it. Mistake me not. I do not propose to trade one tyranny for another. I love liberty. But conciliation need not mean oppression.
By the 12, though neither of you cried surrender, your every word betokened it. Not that I deny there is truth in what you say, nor can I rightly claim that Ulda is ready to fight. Refugees flood our gates, and beastmen swarm our land, while the great and the good do nothing. My flames struggle to bear the burden. I put on a grand show at the Remembrance Service, made all manner of lofty promises. I've made good on not a bloody one.
Do not blame yourself, Rauban. You said only that which the people needed to hear. All present have done the same. Our citizens had become lost to hope. If our words serve to kindle it in them anew, better we speak than remain silent. Our enemy condemns us for failing our people. Yet what does he care for their well-being? While we labored to rebuild their lives, the Black Wolf built instruments of murder with which to end them.
Her Majesty speaks true. For all our failings, the people's well-being has ever been our foremost priority. While none among us ever doubted that the Empire would one day resume its war, we scarcely had means enough to solve the problems of the present.
Aye, which is why we look to others to safeguard our future. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Alas, they are gone, and the Black Wolf is at our door.
Admiral! I fear you are mistaken.
Great entrance, Alphinaud.
Alphinaud, Minfilia, and Seven Hells. Master Garland?
And you, dear friend.
Because I don't have a name.
By Ralga, you're alive. All of you.
As we approached, I would swear I heard talk of surrender, but I know that cannot be. It is not the Eorzean way.
Hear me, my friends. Accepting the Garleans' offer to vanquish the Primals would be folly. Folly, I say. For might is not the answer to the primal threat. Indeed, the more the Empire exerts its strength, the worse matters will become. Primals enter this world when mortals call upon them, and mortals are wont to appeal to a higher power when they are desperate. Nothing is more certain to breed desperation in the beast tribes than the Garleans' proposed solution.
The true answer lies in a lasting peace. But the Garleans only know war and conquest. Should Eorzea fall into their hands, there will be such suffering as none can imagine.
We are not blind to the many challenges that each of your nations face. Yet you must not give in.
Aye. Remember 5 years ago when you wagered all for the sake of the realm? Remember what you fought for, what you were willing to die for. Let the memories rekindle the fire in your heart, for Eorzea has need of it again.
Come what may, we Scions will never give up the fight. And so I bid you stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm.
A great man once said that a shrewd merchant grasps not for the quick profit, but invests in the future. Wise words, eh, Ralban?
Sid,
Your words stir and shame me in equal measure. How could I contemplate surrender? I know full well that all we have, we owe to the sacrifices of those who went before us. Yet the seeming hopelessness of our plight robbed me of my insight. We Gridanians have no love for war. Yet we have still less for those who would threaten our homeland. Ever have we fought to protect those things we hold dear, and this shall never change. Gridania will go to war. We will fight the Empire, for the sake of the realm and all who abide here.
Well, first committed. What about the others?
At long last, I hear words worthy of a founder of the Alliance. Ralban, are we to be outdone?
I lost one homeland. The thought of losing another had blunted my resolve. But no man knows better than I that if you want aught, you'd best be ready to die for it. With great danger comes the chance for great glory and great profit. We Uldans who have turned sand into gold know this well. How many times have we fallen into the pit of despair, only to have you pluck us out? I've fair lost count.
Reckless, the lot of you, like bloody pirates. Well, I won't waste my breath trying to talk you round. On account of being a pirate myself. And the pirate who shrinks from a challenge is no pirate at all. Those who would pick a quarrel with us must choose. Back down, or go down with all hands. Let the Garleans come. The united strength of Limsa Lominsa will be waiting for them.
If our realm is to be free of this pall of darkness, let it be by our own hands.
For Eorzean!
And burn these ultimatums.
We must needs consider how the weapon may be brought to bear against us.
The Maelstrom will secure strategic points along the coastline.
In the meantime, the flames will deploy at...
Be at ease, my friends. You have banished our doubts. Pray leave the military matters to us, and retire to the waking sands. We will send word anon.
Okay. Well, we turned them around. Even if the whole scene had a bit of this problem that you have, unfortunately, pretty common in A Realm Reborn, but the acting is somewhat lacking. Especially with Ophelia and Carnicena, you notice that's pretty hard. That, I don't know, their faces, their heads don't seem capable of emoting properly. These characters always appear very stiff. Okay, everyone? We may have surmounted this latest trial, but the worst is yet to come. We must remain focused. I will not see our efforts wasted in futile regret. And as for Thancred, he and I have much to discuss. Instead of gratitude for coming to his rescue, Papa Limo called me a scatterbrain. The next time he gets caught by the Empire, I'm leaving him to rot. I doubt it either. Had I not intervened, the Garlean soldier may well have done for Ida, lowering her guard in the heat of battle as though she were on an evening stroll. How much of a scatterbrain can she be? Well, at least we cannot fault her for being inconsistent. The counteroffensive to come will require the total commitment of every allied nation, as well as the flawless coordination of all forces. I pray the Council understands this. She hasn't said a word to me since the rescue. Was it all for nothing? What's next on the agenda? We're ready to get to work. For many years I dedicated my life to the research and development of Magitech, unable or unwilling to see the repercussions of my work. And though I have since left Garlemald behind, its scientists continue to build upon my work. I fear that this new weapon may be another example of that. An ancient relic enhanced with technologies I created. Yet, even should that be the case, it would still require a brilliant mind to... No. No, he didn't. Who didn't, Sid? I understand you gave our fallen brothers and sisters a proper burial. I'm sure they appreciated it. Oh, sorry. When the Empire is beaten and all of this is over, let us visit them at the church.
I cannot well express my relief to think that the Alliance came so close to surrender.
But the fire in their hearts has been rekindled, and they will fight to the last.
This warmth inside. Did you feel it too, Grandfather? I would know something. Was that your power at work earlier?
Nothing of the sort. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them to find it again. Oh, hello. Yes, our party returned just a moment ago. How close are you? It's all right, Sid.
All right.
We must needs plan our next move. Pray continue liaising with your respective nations. Sid, would you be our man in Ul'dah?
I'll be whatever and wherever you need me to be.
Don't be too kinky, Sid.
We haven't a moment to waste. All right, let's do this!
Thancred's fate weighs heavy on my mind. I cannot bear to think of him in thrall to an Ascian.
In thrall, so he is being controlled, not he is Larboya, yeah?
Mayhap you know this already, but the Ascians are immortal beings without physical form. Since time immemorial, they have fanned the flames of chaos from the shadows. That they might work unseen, the Ascians entrap and possess mortal men by means of malign artifacts known as crystals of darkness. One such crystal may yet be the key to saving Thancred.
This is a crystal of darkness.
A mere replica, created using data obtained from anomalous crystals found across Eorzea.
It comes to us courtesy of the students of Baldessian, our distant allies. Even for an Archon, Thancred's talents are exceptional. We all had complete confidence in him. It was for this reason that none among us foresaw the danger in sending him to investigate the Ascians alone.
Thancred had been striving to fill the void left by Louisoix. Yet, it was plain that he was overtaxing himself.
Yeah, he would volunteer for everything and work till he was dizzy.
And the toll taken by his exertions made him vulnerable to Ascian influence.
The crystal that binds Thancred must be somewhere on his person. If we could but destroy it, his Ascian possessor would be compelled to relinquish control over him. You have proven the stoutest of allies, standing with us through thick and thin. Yet the most perilous struggle is still to come. For the sake of the realm, and Thancred, I ask that you lend us your strength once more.
Do you even need to ask? I joined the Scions after all.
Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. As I am sure you are aware, the realm was saved from certain doom 5 years ago by heroes known as the Warriors of Light. What you may not be aware of is that your many feats in service to the Scions have prompted folk to make certain comparisons. I must confess, You do remind me of them. Yet remember this, however glorious the past, it is the hero's lot to be judged on the deeds of the present. A new darkness threatens the realm, and the people cry out for a savior. I believe that you are he, a warrior of light, here in the present, guided by the crystal's will. Come, my friends, let us fight to safeguard the future of our beloved Eorzea.
What I wanted to say, the short exposition about what the Astians are and what they're capable of, would have made a lot of sense back when we were investigating La Brea. What was it, level 25 or so? 28? To better know the stakes we're fighting, of what we're fighting for and against. And I actually need to level, right? 49. Okay, then I make a cut here and we see us after I've run a dungeon or so. As announced, one dungeon later, I'm back. All present? Then let us begin. We have received the details of the impending operation. In what promises to be the largest single counter-offensive in the realm's troubled history, the Alliance will strike at every Imperial stronghold standing upon Eorzean soil. As might be expected, the operation will be complex, but you need not commit its intricacies to memory. It is enough that each man understands his part and plays this to the best of his ability. The final instructions you will receive at each staging point. To begin, let us review the distribution of our forces. From west to east, the Maelstrom of Limsa, the Immortal Flames of Ulda, and the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania. Here, here, and here. Next, let us examine the locations of the Imperial strongholds. Near Limsa we have Castrum Occidens, situated in eastern Wilbrand, and Castrum Marinum, which lies to the south and east in the midst of the Rotano Sea. Near Ulda, we have Castrum Meridianum to the north, and the coastal outpost at Camp Westwind, which connects Castrum Marinum to the mainland by means of a Magitech transporter. Near Gridania, we have Castrum Oriens, which lies upon the eastern edge of the 12th Wood. And finally, in Modona stands Castrum Sentry, a thorn in the heart of Eorzea. The forthcoming operation will see Allied forces assault each of the aforementioned locations, with the ultimate objective of destroying the Empire's new weapon housed within Castrum Meridianum. As one might expect of a Black Wolf's seat of power, Castrum Meridianum boasts all but impenetrable defenses. If we are to breach it, we must needs isolate it from its sister strongholds. To do otherwise would be to risk being caught betwixt hammer and anvil. The operation will comprise of 4 distinct phases, all told. The first shall see us eliminate one of the Black Wolf's most trusted lieutenants, Ritatin Sas Arvina. According to our intelligence, the Prefectus is due to visit the Imperial outpost at Camp Westwind for an inspection. When he arrives, we shall dispatch an elite adventurer unit to eliminate him. Wilt, we would have you lead this assault. Witatin is a peerless field tactician. Shorn of his leadership, the garrison at Custom Occidents will be as a snake without its head. The Phase 2 will see us sever Custom Meridianum's primary lines of supply. As soon as Witatin's presence is confirmed at the coastal outpost, the Maelstrom will lay siege to Custom Occidents. At that very hour, the Luminsen Armada, helmed by the Admiral herself, shall move to blockade Custom Marinum. Meanwhile, in the 12th Sword, the Order of the Twin Adder will surround Custom Orients. Meanwhile, in the 12th Sword, the Order of the Twin Adder will surround the Custom Orients. And they have the Sylphs to help them. Frixie has been waiting for a chance to avenge these ones. Phase 3 shall see us neutralize Custom Meridianum's defenses. Forming our main thrust, the Immortal Flames will march against the stronghold with all their strength. While the enemy's eyes are thus drawn outward, another elite adventurer unit shall infiltrate the castrum. Its mission? To disable the Magitech field generator which protects the Praetorium, a fortress within a fortress wherein the Ultima Weapon is believed to be housed. Wilt, we would have you take command once more. Meanwhile, the Order of the Twin Adder will blockade the railway which connects Sentry and Meridianum, preventing the timely arrival of reinforcements from Modona. A wise precaution. The monstrous locomotive, which runs back and forth betwixt the two castra, is capacious enough to transport a small army, by all accounts. It is well the Guardians did not think to give it wings. Once Meridianum's defenses have been compromised, the operation will enter its fourth and final phase. This will see the Immortal Flames enter the stronghold and suppress the remnants of the enemy garrison, allowing Wheel's units to pass unopposed into the Praetorium, where they will locate and destroy the Ultima Weapon. By this feat shall the operation be deemed a success. In addition to the Grand Companies, we can count upon the support of a variety of other parties, from the Pirates of Limsa Lominsa to the Monetarists of Ulda. In all, the operation will involve no fewer than 12 major factions. Legend holds the Archons were 12 in 1 and 1 in 12. It is for this reason that our great endeavor has been dubbed Operation Archon. Countless free companies have also pledged their swords, and more join us by the day. At long last, all of Eorzea is rising as one. As before, we Scions shall work in concert with the Grand Companies. Ida, Papalimo, Ishtola, pray accompany your respective organizations on their missions. Yurianje, I would have you represent us in Ulda. We assure the financiers that they have made a sound investment. When that is done, pray return here and aid in the coordination of our forces. Tataru, please assist Yurianje in any way you are able, and ensure that everyone is kept abreast of the latest developments. Minfilia, Sid and I shall accompany the main host in an advisory capacity. It will be our task to analyze intelligence as it comes into our possession and make the necessary recommendations to command. As Alphano mentioned, you are to lead the elite unit of adventurers whose task it will be to see each of Operation Archon's main objectives fulfilled. Yours is the most important role of all, and like to be the most dangerous. Pray, choose your party well, and stint not in your preparation. The battle for the future of the realm is about to begin. Together, let us show the Black War the power of a united Eorzea. Pray report to the Immortal Flames encampment situated to the north of here when you're ready to be briefed on your first mission. I cannot stress this enough, but please be careful. May you walk in the light of a crystal. Now, I have one problem with this whole idea here. As a strategy, it depends too much on me. If anything should happen to my character, if I get hurt in battle and cannot continue the mission, they have apparently no plans for someone else to replace me. And especially when you have the second and third part, the infiltration of Castro Meridianum and then the Praetorium. Now, it is not apparent from the plans now, but when you actually look how it unfolds in the story later, it would make a lot of sense to have two separate groups do these tasks separately. But okay, it's a game, right? And with that, I end this episode, and next time we go to his officer and start Operation Archon. Until then, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.